Seeing that film of Steven De Castro earlier on the Red Battalion in the Philippines, I would like to mention that the political officer, the young political officer that was interviewed and spoke eloquently, the Christians for National Liberation, CNL, in the Philippines are very proud that Ka Chen, that political officer, is a product also of the Christians for National Liberation. Building the United Front for National and Social Liberation. It is necessary to build the United Front in order to achieve the national and social liberation of the Filipino people. The United Front is one of the three powerful weapons of the Filipino people in waging revolution. The first weapon is the Proletarian Revolutionary Party that is deeply integrated with the exploited and oppressed masses. It is guided by the advanced revolutionary theory of Marxism, Leninism, and Maoism. This party, the Communist Party of the Philippines, applies this theory on the concrete practice and history of the Filipino people in order to defeat U.S. imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucrat capitalism, the three basic problems of the Filipino people. This party carries out social investigation and practices criticism and self-criticism. It defines the correct standpoint, viewpoint, and method. The second powerful weapon of the Philippine Revolutionary Movement is the New People's Army that creatively carries out protracted people's war according to Comrade Mao's People's War. It is also guided by Comrade Amado Guerrero's specific characteristics of People's War and other policies issued by the Communist Party of the Philippines. This People's Army, as we have seen very powerfully presented in the film we just saw earlier, is likewise deeply integrated with the masses and helps them in carrying out agrarian revolution and other tasks. It is clear that this New People's Army is loved and cherished by the masses. The third powerful weapon of the Filipino people in waging revolution is the United Front. This United Front is necessary to develop the broadest possible alliance and reach immediately the people in their millions in order to effectively confront and defeat U.S. imperialism, the big compradors and landlords, and the bureaucrat capitalists. These reactionaries control the reactionary state machinery and its military, police, and paramilitary forces. The National United Front policy of the CPP, on the national level, the CPP relies mainly on the workers and peasants whose alliance is the foundation of the National United Front. The CPP further mobilizes the urban petty bourgeoisie as a motive force of the revolution and the middle or national bourgeoisie as a positive force. The CPP takes advantage of the splits among the reactionary classes in order to isolate the most reactionary clique, which is also the most subservient to U.S. imperialism. This most reactionary clique is considered the enemy against whom the deadliest blows are concentrated. In the current situation, Chinese imperialism is considered a rising imperialist power that must be likewise confronted by the Filipino people. In the broad countryside, the Rural United Front is carried out by the CPP. In the broad countryside where the peasants and farm workers, the overwhelming majority of the Philippine population resides, the CPP carries out the following United Front policy: rely mainly on the poor peasants and farm workers, win over the middle peasants, and neutralize the rich peasants. Then, take advantage of the splits between the despotic landlords and the enlightened landlords in order to destroy landlord power in the countryside. Carrying out creatively this United Front policy in the countryside, the CPP carries out agrarian revolution, mass-based building, and launches tactical offensives. These are waged on the basis of an ever-deepening and expanding mass base. Organs of political power are set up on the basis of revolutionary mass organizations of workers, peasants, youth, women, indigenous people, and other sectors. At present, the revolutionary movement has more than 110 guerrilla fronts in substantial portions of 73 out of the total 81 provinces. The organs of political power are the firm foundation of the People's Democratic Government, or PDG, that provides essential services to the people, such as land reform, increased productivity, health, education, protection from enemy attacks, arbitration and justice, cultural work, disaster relief, and environmental protection. In the face of the brutal attacks of the fascist Duterte regime, supported by U.S. imperialism, the United Front needs to be further broadened and strengthened. The United Front is concretized in the consolidation of the National Democratic Front of the Philippines and its 18 allied organizations. Other supportive organizations and alliances in the whole country are also very important. Internationally, the Philippine Revolutionary Movement engages in mutually beneficial solidarity and cooperation to win support as well as extend support to other movements. It is ever ready to contribute to the strengthening of the worldwide anti-imperialist movement and the international campaign to build socialism. Thank you very much.